Hello friends and welcome back for episode 20 of our Terraria 1.3 Let's Play. I hope you're all doing well today. As you can see, we've spawned into a blood moon. I was not actually expecting this. It happened just before I started recording, but I figured, hey, maybe we'll play it by ear and we'll capitalize on this opportunity that we've been given to hopefully make something cool happen. First off, though, I want to apologize for whoever it was that I disappointed by not having that torch there. Now we've got another torch back. Alright, moving on. We've got a new item in our inventory. This right here is the tally counter. I farmed this up in the matter of a few moments, spent in the dungeon because I was told that it's apparently very nice to consolidate a few inventory slots. So we're going to do that first of all. We're also then going to grab a blue candle and see if we can maybe stay away from the sunflowers a little bit, because I didn't realize those actually tended to cancel out the effects of the blue candle. So there we go. We're going to make an REK 3000, which displays the number of monsters, kill count, and rare creatures, and will now consolidate several items out of our inventory. So that's going to require a tally counter, a life form analyzer, and a radar. Those are right here in order. Made it. Now we've got a violent GPS and a spiked REK 3000. Now my next question, and I'm sure you're expecting this question, is can I now take this item and combine it with the other one? I don't know. Let's see. So if I want to make a PDA, I'm going to need... Oh, well, there's the GPS, and there is the REK. Now, we need Goblin Tech, which I'm one thing away from, if I remember correctly. I need some kind of item that I find somewhere that I don't think I can get to yet, or maybe it's somewhere... I don't actually honestly remember. And we need a fish finder, which I have no idea what that one's composed of. So I think we're still a little ways away from being able to create this wonderful item. For now, though, I'll just celebrate the fact that we've got a few inventory spots back. As you can see, I've got some bee wax in my inventory, and if you're thinking very analytically, why would I have this bee wax? The conclusion that I would hope you would draw is that I'm thinking about making some bee grenades, or bee nades, as they're known in certain circles, that I can use to particularly try to take down the wall of flesh. As you look down, 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 baby, how far does it go? You might fall into the forbidden zone. We've got a bit more of a bridge. I'm not going to say it's the most illustrious, beautiful bridge I've ever built, but it does cut through a number of apartment complexes here. In fact, so many that I was getting a little bored with digging through them all, which is kind of why I stopped where I did. I may be underestimating the power of regular wall of flesh, meaning not expert wall of flesh, which I don't underestimate expert wall of flesh. It's quite difficult. But we'll see. I might just challenge it at the end of this episode. But for now, why don't we go see about a blue candle, which I believe is not in my inventory anymore. It is not. Now we're going to go to lighting. We're going to go grab 2 of those just to be extra sure. I don't know why I need to really, but there it is. And we're just going to kind of mine down this bit of wood on the side. Alright, beautiful. Let the farming begin. What am I trying to get from this again? I don't actually remember. Broken hero swords? No, that's from the other setup. That's from the Eclipse. Oh, I actually still left this set up here. I didn't realize that was there. Well, what we can do then to try and make this a little bit more effective is we can go over to this side and just pop this little thing right out of the ground. Excuse me. Oh, I also thought maybe I should put on my bee mask because I know you guys are excited about the potential to be yourself. I want to be myself. I want you guys to be yourselves too. So why don't we just do that real quick? Make everybody feel better. You know, it's a cool mask. I figure may as well. There we go. I'm like kind of Ant-Man with a sweet cape now. Does Ant-Man have a cape? I don't know. I don't know much of anything about Ant-Man. I know he's very big and small and short and tall, and he goes back and forth at will. That's kind of his thing. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes not, I guess. Sometimes it creates cheeky little situations that you never expect. You know, superheroes, man. There's a lot of stuff to keep track of with these guys. They all have movies. They all have 3 movies that result in another movie that then culminates in an even bigger extra movie after that. I don't know how you keep track of them. I've talked at length about, you know, Marvel movies and stuff. I generally like them. I mostly enjoy them. But I can't help but wonder if maybe, you know, they kind of milk them a bit. I understand if they're entertaining. I guess what's really the harm in it, but I don't know. I guess I just don't like believing that every story that seems to be told these days is just the prelude to another story. You know, some stories just kind of wrap themselves up and have a natural conclusion. So maybe that concept in and of itself isn't as marketable, but that just might be the way the world works. So maybe, you know, why deny that? Just let it go. Let it be the way it is. Let it be. I want to mention, it is freaking hot where I'm recording, by the way. I don't want to necessarily spotlight this too long, but it is like nearly 90 outside, 90 Fahrenheit, and the place that I record is like an upstairs room where basically all of the hot air gets trapped and has not very much... Oh, till death. Did I just get the groom of the bride and groom? Alright, that's real sad. I'm not happy about that, except I am because I got a drop. But yeah, I've got lights usually on, which I usually try not to have on, but I just had to record the Roundtable podcast, and that was 3 hours sitting in the heat, and then I've got no fans that I can have on, because recording, obviously, so I can't have that making noise. Have windows that fold out, so I don't really have the capability of installing an AC up here, sadly, because I would absolutely love to have one. But actually, and this might actually be useful information for anybody else out there that's in a similar position to me, there is a way around that windows that fold out, no AC problem. What you can do is you take one of the windows off the hinge, and you replace, if it's got a screen, you replace that screen with like a piece of plexiglass, or there's like another more useful material for this. And then you drill a hole for the hose, and then you can buy like a standalone air conditioner unit that you can place, wherever fits, and then run the hose to the window, close the window, and then just have the exhaust go out the window. That way you can still have the window close and open, and it doesn't necessarily make it just ridiculous, because, what other options are there then? You've got to, like, cut a chunk out of your window to put the hose out of. It doesn't really seem viable to me. But, something's got to give. It's completely irresponsible to be running computer hardware in this level of temperature, and I do it anyway because I don't have any other option. But, that is what it is. It's very hard, by the way, to come up with thoughts when you're in this position a lot of the time. The heat just sort of drains the energy right out of you, for the most part. I mean, I'm staying in good spirits because that's what you've got to do. Try and make this stuff entertaining. Otherwise, it'll just be me sitting here quietly mumbling to myself. We've got the Terraria 1.3 expert mode streams for that. That's not true. I mean, it happens on occasion because we get on these streaks of, like, inventory management for 20 minutes, but that's Terraria, man. That's what happens. And thankfully, Austin is there to help keep it entertaining. Otherwise, I have a penchant to mumble. It's been a real thing that I've had to overcome over the years. When I was starting out, and if you want to see the absolute end result of my mumbling, you can watch either my Eternal Daughter Let's Play from, like, 2010 or something like that, or you can watch my Terraria 1.1, like, 5 episodes of a Let's Play that's just embarrassing, and I really should have taken it down. I've only taken one set of Let's Plays down, and that was my Amnesia videos, because I was, people throw this term around a lot, and a lot of the time they have really bad, like, flimsy usage of it, but, I mean, I was basically recording on a potato at that point. I mean, it wasn't, it was a computer, but it felt like a potato based on the visuals and audio that were produced in that, so I didn't think that that was really suitable to my audience. I didn't also want them to think that I was going to become a horror Let's Play channel and then have to suffer the wrath of angry comments. Not that I think you guys would be the ones to say those things, but, every now and then those things will rear their ugly heads if I play, the wrong game. Somebody's like, oh my god, you're just stealing this from PewDiePie or Markiplier, and, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes people just play the same games, because there's, like, a lot of people doing the same kind of thing. Anyway, you guys here are generally eminently reasonable, and I thank you a lot for it. In fact, after that whole discussion we had about the magic thing, you guys had, like, really supportive comments and really wonderful stuff to say. It seemed like almost unanimously, if not actually unanimously, everyone said that that was a good idea to go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna get back to them and see if we can figure that out to go forward. Well, this Blood Moon is not really working out for us, but I'm just gonna stick with it for a moment. This is in lieu of fishing, I suppose, which I think we're just going to eschew the whole fishing idea for now. I don't know, maybe I'll do some fishing off camera if I ever get a few free minutes. Last time I got a few free minutes, I went to the dungeon and then built a bridge. So, I went to the dungeon and then also went to the Hell area and built a bridge there. How fitting, in fact, that I'm going to Hell on this episode the day that it's the freaking hottest that it's been in ages. Anyway, did I get a single thing out of this? I got the wedding dress and the veil again, and I got the top hat, and I got a black lens, which I think I actually did want. You get enough black lenses, it'll make a black mirror, and then I'll make a really depressing BBC show that's fantastic at the same time. And I got a couple of zombie arms that I have no desire to have at all. I should also highlight the fact that I do know that I want to hang up these banners in places where those enemies tend to proliferate, because that is useful to me since they give me a buff or them a debuff. I'm choosing not to do it for aesthetic reasons, I suppose. Also, I like collecting them. I hope that's a valid reason. I may change my mind, I may put up all the banners, or I may put up all the duplicates of banners, because that's probably even a better way to do it. I hope I get a banner that says Bruce on it. That would be fantastic, too. Marvel sponsored today's show. No, that's not true. I have never heard from Marvel, nor have I written to them. But that's okay. Let us dump off our money, and I think maybe our next goal, well, other than dumping off my vanity stuff and putting this stuff away, I would like to maybe go ahead and go back to the jungle one more time so I can get a few more bits of honey wax, or bee wax rather, and then we'll drop that into some grenades and create some bee nades, which are great for fighting Wall of Flesh, is what I've heard. We're going to predominantly be using our deadly Hellwing bow, which does that. Oh, it's not very good evidence for you to see what that does. There it goes. It shoots little bats that are on fire, but it shoots them very inaccurately. So I'm going to hope that that's enough to get us through. If it's not, then I guess we will adapt, and maybe we'll come back and try it again another time. We'll do like that. Seems fine. I need to put black lenses up, because this is the first time I found one of those. Actually, you know what? Before we put that away, let's just go and see what the dude says we can do with those. Thank you also for letting me know about the wizard, because I forgot that that's a hard mode thing. I've always just been in hard mode mostly. Oh, an optic staff. That's cool looking. Very nice. And what does this do? Makes you look cool. Oh, nice. Love looking cool. Summons the twins to fight for you. That seems really cool. I only need one of those. Oh, Souls of Sight. Okay, I can't do that yet. Good to know, though. And does this work for anything? I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but I might as well just pop it. No, it doesn't even go in. Alright. So we're going to drop that into our melee box. Sword, spear, flail thrown. Yeah, I guess that's the closest we're going to get. It's sort of like a sword. It's kind of like its own thing, honestly, but... Oh, and I need to put away the black lens for real this time. Brilliant. Now, I think there is one more beehive that I haven't fully explored. If I can find it on the map here, I will show you very quickly here. We've got little tiny little bit of some orange kind of poking its head out. It's relatively close to the surface as well. So now that I've got a decent pickaxe in this guy here, the Godly Molten Pickaxe, I will go over and maybe we'll investigate. Also, forgive me if I forget this to say it every time, but I may have done a couple of reforges on some things here. Hopefully that's not too controversial. Sometimes I just do reforges because they're there. Because I want to make sure I have the most optimal placement for my weapons. Thought that was actually a trap on the ground. I thought that was a little pressure plate. As it turns out, it wasn't. But yeah, if we work it out, if we're lucky, by the end of this episode, we may have already activated hard mode. And we're gonna roll with it. I think this is gonna be just fine. The things that I'm missing out on now are very minimal. I mean, I understand that there were a few things that we could have done to perhaps put us forward a little bit into hard mode once we get there. I'm gonna be okay with actually just kind of exploring and figuring that stuff out again. Once we get into the position where that's relevant. So hopefully you're down for that kind of thing. I mean, I don't really think that it's the worst thing to have to go looking for ore again, because it's kind of the meat and potatoes of the series, to be honest. It's when we have the most entertaining discussion, usually. And if you watch these videos to just be sort of like lulled to sleep, or if you're watching them late at night, and generally you want something kind of soothing, calming, that sort of thing, you know, digging in holes does that job quite sufficiently, I would think. I would hope, anyway. I mean, I shouldn't speak for you. Alright. We are at the jungle. And we're going to pop down into this little bit over here. I know I also could fight King Slime. I didn't... You know, I meant to actually go into the wiki and look up what I need to do to create an object that can summon him, if there is such a thing. I bet there is. I haven't done it. So, I don't think we're going to run into King Slime, sadly. And I hope that we can run into King Slime in the future. But if I don't, you know, the same ultimatum kind of exists as always has, in that we will go ahead and make another world later on, like way down the line, if we need to go looking for items or rare things that don't generally spawn. I mean, we will make another world eventually just to have the alternate set of materials in the hopes of being able to create all the armor sets and fight all the bosses and, well, you know, you've hopefully seen that kind of thing before. So we're going to fall a little bit further, then we're going to go left. Hopefully I am now reasonably defensible in my armor choices. Okay, that was a little bit silly what I was doing there, but no big deal. I mean, I've taken like 7 hits. I haven't even fallen below the like 30 or 390 mark, really. Alright, there's our railroad tracks. We're going to follow that left and then down a little bit. And we should be right about to our goal. And then we're going to hope that we can just wreck this queen bee, provided we find her post-haste. Where is our hive? I'm seeing... What am I seeing, actually? I was seeing something on the map, but I'm not seeing it here. Maybe it's a little bit higher up. Is it in here? Alright, I guess we'll dig a little bit. Oh man, I'm finally to the point in the other series, in the expert mode one, where I have a pickaxe that's incredibly fast, and it's making me feel like this is incredibly slow. That's okay, it's not really that slow in the scheme of things. It hits through most things in one shot. That's kind of what I'm after, is taking care of these bees, no problemo. I mean, if you remember earlier when I tried to attempt to go into one of these, every bee that spawned was like a big issue. It's not really an issue anymore, we pretty much got it under control. This one bee right here is trying to be a rabble-rouser, so I'm gonna probably get rid of that. Oh, look, and we summoned the boss. Well, thankfully we want to do that anyway. So, no harm, no foul. Well, I mean, maybe some foul will show up later. Maybe we'll fight them, I don't know. And we're just gonna water bolt it to death again in the hopes of getting a little bit more of that sweet, sweet wax. Yeah, I'm really a fan of how this water bolt works out for this fight. Seems to be just fine. If you could just stick around, though, for a few more moments. I know you've got places to go and people to be, but we're gonna be here, so just come on back now, you hear? Alright, that's actually fantastic. We're beating it up. Oh my god, look at that. The health is draining so quickly. It's like 100 every swing. Also, I think I've paralyzed it by it being on fire. It really doesn't seem to like that very much. Am I not getting the honey buff from standing in that? Doesn't seem like I am. Did I break the AI? What's going on there? I don't know. Who cares? I guess we'll just shoot it with winged bats. Looking forward to getting that unlimited ammo quiver soon. That will be a priority of mine once I get into hard mode. I certainly want to find our wizard friend. Can we paralyze you again with fear? Because I think that worked out just fine for me. Also, I'd be curious to see what other drops maybe this boss has in case there are others. I mean, I guess there are. Yeah, maybe one more pass around and then a stand in the air moment. We got this. Oh, just stay roughly still, please, if you don't mind. That would be really beneficial to me. I know you're not really that worried about me as a player, but I am. Just looking out for my own interests. There we go. Queen Bee has been defeated. We got another 10 gold. And we got a strong beekeeper. We also picked up another 20 or so bee wax, which is great. So I think we got pretty much everything we wanted, as well as some bee pants if you want to dress up like a bee. You know, you gotta have the head, you gotta have the pants and the shirt. I think we've got the pants and the head so far. Oh, and it drops some bee nades straight away, so I don't even have to waste extra wax trying to build those. That's cool. So I think we'll just kind of teleport back. In case I do want to fight that again, I'm going to be a little bit out of luck for the moment because I don't know where there's another beehive, but I'm sure we're not that far away from finding another one if the need does arise. Should I keep some bottled honey for any reason? It's 80 life. That's 100. I don't think they work together, do they? They probably do, and I'm just being a dingo, but... Alright, let's pop this in here. And let's pop the beekeeper into its sword area. What is the over-under here? So we're at 31, and strong makes that 31 as well. Okay, they're even. And we're gonna drop the bee pants away as well. I hope you guys are into this look, by the way, the bee with the robe setup. I think it's pretty weird. It's one of the stranger looks that I've had in recent memory for Terraria, but I like it. I can get behind a weird Terraria guy. Let's also drop off our money. Money, honey. We got your disease. Yeah, apparently money does not quick stack if you use the quick stack to nearby chests option. Not sure if that's for any particular reason, but whatever. So we want to grab some grenades. I don't have very many grenades, in fact, so let's go ahead and talk to our demolition expert right here. Give him a little shopperoo. 75 copper per. Let's pick up 57 of those. That's great. That's just fine. And the traveling merchant shows up again, too, so maybe we can get something cool from this guy. Maybe he's got just what we needed to do something. Blue Dynasty shingles, Dynasty wood, fancy dishes, and a katana. This is a very odd grouping of items. I don't really want any of them at all, except for, I mean, I'll get this, but I know it's not going to be the most useful. I just want to look at it. Mostly, I just want to swing it a couple times. Give it the old swing. Yeah, it swings pretty quickly. I'm like a feudal Japanese metal bee monster right now. I think that could suit me, honestly. I think that might be something that's I've got a future in. And we're just going to kind of return this back to where it came. It's got 20 melee damage. That actually puts it near, actually at the very beginning of the whole process. Alright, good enough. What else did I want to do? So now I want to combine our grenades with our bee wax to create more of those bee nades. That'd be sweet if we could make a bee nado. Would not surprise me if such a thing existed actually in this game. It's got a pretty wacky sense of humor about it, so I think it's quite possible. You know, we'll just make 2 more, make it an even 50. And then we'll chuck the rest of our bee material back into our bee material box. We will also return these grenades from whence they came. They shall remain. Let's also, just for the sake of being neat, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Because I know that somebody was upset a little bit by how kind of the vines were getting a little bit intrusive. I hear ya. I didn't like them either, really. And we're just going to round off this corner here just to make that a nice fit. Somebody said there was a little smidge of rock wall. Do they mean over here, the ore that's in the wall? Or do they mean underneath? Or do they mean something behind that I haven't even noticed? I mean, it could be anything. I don't know. Let's just kind of do the same over here. Boom. Look how lovely. I mean, I might actually be inclined to go ahead and, like, fix some of the wall over here if that actually bothers anybody. So, let us get to the task at hand. And I think we're going to initiate a wall of flesh fight. What I will do, just to be extra thorough, because I don't want to get down there and then find myself out of luck and out of options, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. Well, we're going to do that. Probably don't need the ice mirror for the moment, just so I don't accidentally click on it and then ruin the fight or something like that. And the other thing we need, of course, is a boss summon item in the form of a guide voodoo doll, which is what we throw into the lava to bring forth our big old demon flesh wall that we have to take down. I think we're going to be good. I don't have much in the way of buff potions that I'm super interested in using right now. I mean, that could be good, maybe. I've got plenty of health potions. I can take an iron skin potion, I guess. And I'll take increased movement speed, just because we can press B, actually, when we start the fight, which literally makes us be ourselves. And what else? Oh, is there... Oh, I remember something somebody told me was I wanted to grab a cobalt shield and combine it with the skull, right? The obsidian skull, and that's going to do something good for me. I forget what. Let's maybe do that if I have one. Do I have an extra cobalt shield? Yes, I've got several, in fact. Plus movement speed is probably less useful there. We'll go ahead and grab a little bit of obsidian out of here. I think we only need 20 to make a skull, if I remember correctly. And where do I craft these skulls? I think right here, right? Yep, right here right now. That's, what, the 3rd obsidian skull that I've made? And then we put these together into the shield. That's immunity to knockbacks, immunity to fire blocks, and right now, well, I've got the walk on water. Yeah, see, I was thinking this was lava waders in the back of my head, but that's not what they are. So I can't actually do what I was hoping to do with those. But what I can do is perhaps replace the cloud in a bottle with the obsidian shield, because knockback actually really messes with people, including myself. So maybe we'll get something better. Also, I want to reforge it a couple of times and hopefully get a decent prefix, especially if I'm going to be using... Oh, it's 3 gold, though. Alright, wish for the best, cross your fingers, here we go! 3 defense. I will be satisfied with that. It may not be the very best, but it's the best that I need for right now. And we're just going to do that, I guess. You know what? I don't like that, because now I've got this little weird thing wiggling around on my leg. So let's drop this back home in here. Very particular about the look of my character, evidently. And let's just do a quick test run on what we feel like we're doing for mobility. Yeah, so we've got a more reasonable jump pattern. We do 1, 2, 3. So it's not like I'm just mashing jump, 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 jump. I think I get the jumps in that I need. I think we're fine without that cloud in a bottle. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we should go fight and hopefully win. And then initiate hell mode and let the games begin. I like to create little poetry moments every so often in my commentary, have you noticed? Alright, so it's going to be a bit of a fall to get down to hell, as it was for the Dark Angel Gabriel. I'm not even doing these things intentionally, it's just coming out that way. So when we get over there, we're going to run left for a little bit. We're going to look for the edge of our bridge, and we will initiate... Oh, it's bugging me now. You're going to hear me say that, like, every time I go down there, too. And I'm probably never going to fix it. I'm going to look for the water, or the lava, rather, and I'm going to throw the guide voodoo doll in. A big old pile of angry skin is going to come at me, and then we will shoot at it with grenades and lasers and bow and anything, honestly, that I can come up with. We've got a little bit of everything, honestly, right now. So I think we're going to be okay. I really hope so. Oh, we're also going to be ourselves at the beginning. That's also important. I don't want to forget to be myself, because then if I'm not myself, then who am I? Yeah, I know. Alright, let's go. It's going to be a little bit of a journey to get down there. Not long journey, but a little bit of a journey. I probably should have cleared that ceiling out a bit better. We're just going to hope that my damage is so high that this is not a problem. And if it turns out that I am ill-prepared for this fight, so be it. We will come back, and we will regroup. We will make more bridge, as the case may be. Can't get it, as the case may be. Yeah, I know. And then we're just going to win. That's the whole thing about it. We're just going to win. It's not really a problem. I know on the map the bridge looked rather short. Now that you're seeing it in person, hopefully you are maybe convinced that it might be suitable. I still haven't decided, honestly, if it's suitable, but we're going to find out in just a moment. Alright, there's our lava pool. I'm going to need to get ready to drop that doll in. The trick to that is getting rid of all the dudes. And we're just going to do that. Ready, here we go. T to throw. No throw-arinos. B to buff. And B nades. Off we are. Alright, now we've got to start going back a little ways. Oh, they're actually doing some great work for me right now. Pretty satisfied with this whole setup. We've already almost killed all of the little Weedles on the front of it. And I haven't even really hardly taken much of any damage. Oh, there's a new guide in town already. I don't know how that happened so soon. And I'm just going to keep dumping more bees at the situation. I might as well use the whole stack, because I'm actually just going to kill it, like, right now. Maybe a little bit of that. Alright, hard mode activated. That was really not that difficult. We used how much of our bridge exactly here? This is where our marker is. Oh, achievement unlocked. It's hard. Alright, we used that much of our bridge. That is just silly. The ancient spirits of light and dark have been awakened. Alright, let's go see what we got out of this. Out of this Crimtane square of ours. A laser rifle, 7 gold. We got the trophy on our first attempt. You know, I think we did just fine. I'm not upset at all about that encounter. I didn't probably need to do half the things that I did in preparation. I perhaps overestimated the difficulty of this boss. But I think, you know, you don't go wrong by overestimating. If anything, you just prove that you can dominate the game if you set your mind to it sometimes. So everything's going to be more difficult now. The world has now shifted to being filled with new types of ore. We're going to be hunting those down. There are going to be more dangerous enemies everywhere. There's going to be all kinds of new drops. We're going to set our sights on getting better armor, of course, getting some wings, getting equipped for the tasks at hand, which include fighting a series of mechanical bosses that are all incredibly daunting and scary. And, well, maybe easier than, again, I gave them credit for. I don't know. But we're going to fight some bosses that are large, at the very least. And I definitely need some better armor to be prepared to even engage those. So that's what we're going to be doing as we go forward into hard mode. I think it's probably fitting that I wrap up the episode, maybe make it a slightly shorter one today, just because I think we've accomplished our main set out goals for the moment. And do we have anybody down here that we can beat up, just because I'd like to get some souls too, because you can actually farm souls down here, and they're very useful for crafting a whole variety of items. I'm also going to have to go ahead and find that wizard. I didn't even use my bow. After all that hype, by the way, I just basically tossed bee-nades, and that was kind of the end of the whole story by the end there. Also, these aren't even doing as much damage as I thought they would. I guess I've set my expectations on expert mode, hard mode, which is just absolutely silly. In contrast, everything pretty much does like a quarter or more of your health without even thinking about it. It's just like, boom, you're dead. Oh, you're dead again. Yeah, you respawned? Oh, okay. Yeah, just be dead one more time then. Got it. Yeah, so I guess that's what we'll do. We'll just set our sights on more armor for the next episode. We're gonna have to go break a bunch of altars to start spreading whatever our ores happen to be. That's the Souls of Night right there, by the way, in case you were wondering. And I guess we'll just go teleport back to the house. And we should have gotten our... Wait a minute. We didn't get... Oh, yeah, it's right there. Never mind. I was gonna say, we had to have gotten the Pwn Hammer, otherwise how are we gonna destroy the demon altars? That's a big old problem if we don't have the ability to do that. You know what? How long is it gonna take for me to run over? There's... one of these had altars, like, right at the top, I thought. Maybe it was on the left. Is it even here? Alright, now that I'm looking again, I don't see any. Am I going crazy? Oh no, there's some here. But I thought they were just very accessible, like right in the way of someplace that I had walked several times. Well, anyway, that's what our goal is for next time. We'll go and do that then. I was gonna say, if there's one like right at the top, we just run over there real quick and give it a smack and see what kind of ore we end up with, because, you know, it depends based on our seed which one we get. Oh, you know what it might have been? There may have been one, like, way over here in the middle of nowhere that I remember seeing. Like, in a little divot in the ground. And maybe that's what I got into my head as it being. But yeah, we'll go see what we get and start making some cool armor. Begin the process anew. And that'll be that. So thanks, everybody, for watching another episode of the Terraria Let's Play. I will see you soon. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. And I hope you can all be yourselves.